gone about the script writing process all wrong on the last couple of movies that I've written. So I'm changing my approach. I've got a couple of cool ideas.
Well, I'm definitely sure that whatever you end up coming up with is going to be absolutely fantastic. But I really do feel like you need a venti cold brew today. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely.
So tell me more about what you're planning on changing.
Starting is the hardest part. Well, I think what's more difficult than starting is starting again and starting again and starting again. I've had a serious inconsistent history with writing films, and I know I'm not alone. I'll share 5 things that are helpful to remember before writing a screenplay. Feel free to check out the timestamps and skip to the first step. And also at the end, I'll share the timelines that I'm committing to for the individual steps. However, if you'd like some more context about why I'm even making a video about screenplays in the first place, then I'll spend the next short moments of your time sharing a little bit about my story. This has been my process typically when it has come to writing movies in the past. I'm gonna exclude the procrastination because I think we covered that enough in the intro. I get an idea. I think it's the best thing ever. I disappear for hours as I form my story. My energy starts to dwindle as the story goes through the soul-crushing middle part. I force the script to its end. At this point, the story has fallen flat, and the glow it had in the idea form has completely evaporated. I believe this happens because I'm not adequately able to nurture an idea sustainably over a long period of time. Movie scripts should have the space to evolve and grow, and this only seems to happen when I have the right systems in place. I'm in the process of persevering through a 100-day journey where I'm consistently showing up to overcome my creative inconsistency and ultimately form a screenplay. In the past, I've managed to complete a screenplay in the space of a week. Okay, it was the first draft, but once I flushed the story out of my system, well, it was dead and gone. The majority of my screenplays have taken me about a month to complete. This time, I'm not even starting the writing process for at least a month. I'm doing a lot of groundwork before I even let my fingers get fancy on the keyboard. The objective of this video is to bring you with me as I start from the beginning. I have the time to write a screenplay properly, so I'm going to use a healthy chunk of the first part of this 100-day challenge to build a solid foundation. The foundation I wish I had built in the past. And I'm going to share this journey with you in case you also want to do the same. The ego is a deceptive character that fools you into believing that you're different and that you don't need to follow the rules of the game you're playing. For a long time at the beginning, I enjoyed feeling like the mysterious artist who made innovative art that would shock the industry. Well, people need to comprehend what you do. And after my very first screenplay got ripped apart in a screenwriting competition, I was, needless to say, very humbled. These days, I don't rely purely on passion or inspiration to be the driving force behind making my idea into a screenplay. I now stand on the shoulders of giants and choose to learn from others who have mastered the art and gone ahead before me. Someone once said that you need to know the rules before you can break them, and that is exactly what this point is about. To get started, print 3 to 5 screenplays that are similar to the one that you hope to create. That's if you can find the printable PDF version of it. Read them and then write notes of what jumps out to you as exceptional or different. Then take a friend, a partner, maybe a family member out who enjoy the movies that you read and discuss what you enjoyed about the screenplay with them. It helps to reinforce what you like, as well as to get the opinion from someone else who cares about you and has similar interests to you. Also, the person who you choose to do this activity with is a loving soul, hopefully, and somebody who wants to see you win in life. This point is supposed to be encouraging and leave you knowing that a similar version of what you want to do has already been created. Also, taking lessons from what has worked should leave you feeling encouraged. Without getting lost in the detail, you have familiarized yourself with the format that you should follow, which may mentally prepare you for what you need to know when it comes to sitting down and starting the writing process. I heard somewhere that we are the average of the 5 people we spend most of our time with. We live in a world where we can surround ourselves with our heroes. Maybe not live, but there is so much content available for us to get our hands on that gives us a sneak peek into their minds. 4 years ago, I completed the Shonda Rhimes, Judd Apatow, and Aaron Sorkin's masterclasses. I took it way too seriously to the point where I almost didn't even enjoy it. So I'm gonna redo those classes again, but I will consume the information as if I were going out for coffee with the instructors. I'll be sitting back with a notepad and jotting down what's interesting. The point here is to change what you find as entertaining for a season, to surround yourself with those who have achieved what you desire to. So instead of unwinding by scrolling through social media or binge watching a series, sit back and let legends speak into your life. Again, try to let this be a relaxing experience. So if that means you need to leave your notepad behind, that's okay. The idea is to add influences to your life that get you. Be inspired, fill your tank. Your time for action is coming soon enough. Hopefully, by the time you get to this point, you have an idea of the movie that you want to write. A logline is a perfect space for you to play around with what you want to write without committing yourself to the idea. With the logline, you construct 1 or 2 sentences that communicates the idea of your screenplay. It's the glue that allows your main concept to stay top of mind as you form your script, but it's also helpful for that elevator pitch that you may mysteriously walk into one day. 100 loglines is a testing number of loglines. You can do most things once, twice, maybe even 5 times. But 100 times, that's when you change gears and you mentally prepare for the ride ahead. It's also long enough that you may get outrageous and write some log lines that may seem silly, only to find that there is something magical in what you let loose. However, by the 100th logline, you should be pretty clear about what it is that you're hoping to write. You're building the muscle of repetition. It may seem ludicrous now, but when it comes to actually sitting behind your computer and writing the screenplay, it could be the sentence that helps you remember what it is you're working towards completing. Okay, now at this point, you should be pretty clear on what it is that you're hoping to write due to the marathon activity we did in the previous point of writing 100 log lines. This is the space where you get to add a bit of meat to the bones of your idea. Treatments are between 2 to 5 pages long, and they are usually what producers ask for if they liked the sound of your log line. It's very unlikely that somebody will ask to read your full screenplay. Yeah, nobody's got time for that. So, in forming a treatment, think like a marketer. You need to sell your story, so make it good. Get to the point. Focus on the main beats and give the reader a good idea of what they could expect should they ask to see your full script. If you write this with the idea to try and sell it to a producer, you may help sell yourself on the idea. This could be incredibly motivating when it comes to writing your full-length feature film. My encouragement here is to invite maybe 1 or 2 of the closest people in your life for a dinner. Make it a vibe and then share your treatment with them. Pay attention and take notes of where it looks like they are perhaps confused, or maybe where they are excited, or points where they just look bored. If you can sell your idea to people that you love and who love you too, it's a gentle dosage of affirmation that you are heading in the right direction. I enjoy writing light-hearted screenplays that leaves an audience hopeful and potentially inspired. However, I can make the mistake of believing the best in my characters and avoiding their darker sides. Kelly Clarkson said it best. Everybody has a dark side. After writing a treatment, you should have a rough idea of your characters. This is where you do a deep dive and explore them. A lot of what I'm saying now was actually inspired by what Shonda taught me in her course. What are your characters' goals? What food do they like? Do they have certain quirks that are unique to them and them alone? Or a fun activity that I like to do is again invite my nearest and dearests over and have them interrogate my characters. Oh yeah, I jump into the persona of each of my main characters and do a bit of method acting here. You're going to hang out with these characters for many pages. Oh my gosh, it's so much easier if you feel like you know them. You don't have to think too hard. You can let them come alive on your page. If what I've said so far has been valuable, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. And I hope that you create the space to enjoy the journey of seeking inspiration, hanging out with the big names that you admire, and forming a log line that you would feel comfortable presenting to someone who asks what your movie's about. These 5 points take time. The first 3 points could take months. However, I'm giving myself 4 weeks to do them. 2 weeks to first get inspired and then create the log lines, and then 2 weeks to form the treatment and get to know my characters. Although the person I am, I've already started exploring my characters when I brush my teeth or when I'm in the shower. I sort of find the minute the idea comes, the characters are also born. But that's just me. Listen, I may come to find that this deadline is too tight, but it's more time than I have ever given myself. So it's a step in the right direction. So subscribe if you'd like to be updated. I'll also leave the first video in the series of my 100-day challenge for you in the end screen. But if you're in a space where you want to write your own screenplay, then I hope you feel empowered with what you could do before you get started. Good luck! This is so exciting. I'll see you in one of my next videos. Take care. Bye.